Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around this globe. Y'all, it certainly is a fantastic morning. It's a fantastic, exciting morning to get those things done that you have for so long been putting off, whether it's writing that book or whether it's starting that business or maybe, creating those products and services, those things that you've been thinking about doing and have not gotten around to do them. This is a fantastic time to just jump in there. Don't think about it. Just do it. Just do it. Sometimes we give too much thought to, those things that need to be done when we just should just do it. Because if you have written down your vision and made it plain, those things should come easy to you. You should be flowing into, that stage of whatever it is, whether it's, writing that book for the first time, or maybe you're in the middle of writing that book and you have put it down or pushed it to aside for some time, whatever it may be. You should be flowing in whatever it is that you say that you are called to do, whether it's you're that author. Okay? There should be a flow. There should not be any choppiness in your journey. There shouldn't be any, stagnation there, because this is something that's a part of you. This is something that's living on the inside of you. And that's what it's all about, your vision, bringing your dreams into reality. For so many times, for such a long time, there have been people that have just had those things in their minds, and not until you put it down on paper and make it plain does it become reality. Because as long as something's in your mind, it's only a fantasy. And when you're living in a fantasy, that's why you may be having trouble getting started, not, doing the things that you say that you intend to do. And that's the truth, y'all. That's a reality. So when we're talking about maximizing your potential and taking your dream to the next level, that's exactly what it is. Okay? Exactly what it is. And this is a grand time for me to introduce myself and let you know who I am and what I do, what I teach you to do. And I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to, especially women, how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Stop leaving money on the table. Stop being satisfied for just the bare minimum. And that goes across the board. That goes across the board, ladies. I talked about this, I think, I'm having, these sinus issues this morning. But I talked about this week, about how much that we as women are involved in. We're making sure that everybody else's, needs are met. But when it comes to us, we kind of push ourselves back on the back burner. And we don't have time for ourselves. And then we don't have that fulfillment because, living, okay, we're not living, we're just existing. Because we find that there's a void in our lives. And, sometimes you have even heard people say this. And I've been there. I didn't say these words. And what I'm going to tell you, the word that you hear people say, I'm going to find myself. When you hear people saying that, that means that they don't know who they are. They don't know what they're capable of doing. They don't know that they have something on the inside of them that can bring solutions to the world. I'm expanding your mindset today. because I want you to see yourself on the world stage. I want you to see yourself as being essential. I want you to see yourself as having value, as having worth. I want you to see yourself that, people are standing in line, waiting for those products, waiting for your services, waiting for those books that you have not yet written, and those products and services that you have yet to create. I want you to see that. I want you to see how important you really are, and that you are an agent of change, that what you have inside of you can change the whole trajectory of someone's life, that you have a responsibility to your audience. But do you know that? Do you know that? And today, I'm going to talk about, it's a grand subject today, destiny. Destiny produces great results. And I want to tell you, your destiny will produce great results. If you can think it, you can have it. And if you can see it, you will arrive there. But a lot of times what happens, y'all, what happens? You're so divided within yourself that there's no unity there, that you can't see it. You can't think it. You can't, move beyond where you are. Because somewhere you have decided that, I'm just going to park right here. I'm just going to park in my comfort zone. And you're satisfied with living in just enough. Just living there in just enough. Now, that's really a selfish thing, to live in just enough. Because when you say words like, or phrases like, well, I'm satisfied, just where I am, you're only thinking of yourself. You're not thinking beyond, you, yourself, and you, okay? Me, myself, and I. You're not thinking beyond that. But as an entrepreneur, as an author, as a leader, you have to realize that you have a destiny, that you have a design pathway. And it's more than about you. It's about others. It's about others. So let's dive into your destiny produces great results, and to maximize your potential to reach your audience. How many of you authors out there have just said, you wrote your book or books, and you just settle for selling a few copies of your book? Maybe it's 200, 300 copies of your book. And you haven't done anything beyond that. Think about that. Why did you stop there? Why? Do you know that, and I don't want you to get discouraged, but I'm going to tell you how to, go beyond these limitations in a minute. Your book is a gateway. Your book opens grand opportunities for you. But you just decided that you were going to be satisfied there. And instead of, going beyond when you wrote that first book and allowing that book to work for you, you decided to write another book and another book. And each of those books that you have written, they haven't, had much traction. So what could be the problem there? I want you to think about that. What can be the problem there? Remember, I told you about maximizing your potential. Take it to the max. Don't just settle. Don't just get stuck. You have to push beyond the limitations that for some somehow you have them stuck in your mind that, this is all there is for me. Y'all, there's so much more. There's so much more for you that you have yet to tap into. And you're not able to see those things. You're not able to understand those things until you continue down your pathway, your journey to success, your design pathway. Each of us have a design pathway. Remember, we're running our own race on our own time clock. And each of us has our own unique pathway. That's why it doesn't make sense to compare yourself to somebody else and do yourself a disservice by, trying to pattern your life behind, so and so. It doesn't make sense. Be you. Find out who you are so you don't have to go find yourself. Understand your uniqueness. Appreciate who you were created to be. Appreciate who you're created to be, what you're created to do. It's your uniqueness that stands out, that causes your audience to gravitate toward you. So your destiny produces great results. I want you to remember that. Your destiny, say that with me. My destiny produces great results. Your destiny, not somebody else's destiny, not your mother or your father's destiny for your life, but your destiny. What are you designed to do? That's what's important. And you can't be fearful. You can't be fearful, And I have a great but a great saying for you, okay? That says, fear will not strip me of my freedom. And that's an affirmation. Fear will not strip me of my freedom. Because once you understand who you are and your design pathway, that eliminates that fear. That eliminates that fear because now you become unified. You receive it. You acknowledge who you are. And that takes away that fear of not knowing, that fear of, am I going to be a failure? That fear of, the unknown. It takes away that fear once you become unified with your design pathway, because destiny produces great results. So I want you to say it one more time with me. Fear will not strip me of my freedom. It will not. Okay? Your freedom to maximize your potential. Because there's greatness ahead of you. There's greatness within you. You are an awesome individual that has a lot of benefits, value, and I call those treasures and gems within you that can produce great results. So let's dive into what I want to talk about today. Okay? Destiny produces great results. And the benefits of that is it causes your vision to be seen. Like I said, if you think it, you can have it. If you see it, you will arrive there. But you have to come into an agreement within yourself. That means you're thinking the same as you're speaking and as you're acting. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Your thoughts are the same as your words or the same as your actions. People who are divided within themselves, you see, that's where the problem comes. Why they intend to do something, but they don't get it done. Why it remains a fantasy in their minds. Because they're divided within themselves. When you truly know who you are and you're walking your design pathway, that takes all of that away. Everything begins to flow in your life. And I told you how to fix those things, that come to blindside us or come out of nowhere to come evade our journey, our pathway each day. I told you, get up in the morning and, frame your day. Just don't take it for granted. Frame your day. Do what you need to do. So you'll be able to, have that encouragement, to have that strength, to have that endurance, to be able to see clearly and how to deal with those things, those objections, that fear when it wants to come. You'll learn how to use those things as tools to launch you into the next stage of, your journey. That's what you'll do. But when I'm talking about destiny produces great results, it causes your vision to be seen. It outlines your vision. Write your vision. Don't leave it in your mind. Don't leave it in your mind. Because each and every day and all day long, there's a battle that's going on in your mind. And that's everybody. There's a battle there. And when you write it down and make it plain upon paper, okay, you have it written down on a tablet. You could also put it on the computer screen. You could put it on your smartphone. You could put it on your tablet. But always keep it visible in front of you each and every day. Look at it all day long. The more you look at it, the more that you have written it down. Now it begins to form an outline for you. You see, you can't do that in your mind. You have to write it down. Put pen to paper and begin to outline it. Begin to illustrate it. Begin to be descriptive. Break it down, y'all. Break it down. Your vision, your plans, your strategies, to reach those goals and all of those things. You design it. You design what you want in that outline. Remember, and I talked about this yesterday, when you were a child, you had great dreams. You had great visions. You imagined, your imagination was running wild. There was nothing that you thought that you couldn't do. But somehow life got in the way, just like what happens to all of us. Just like what happens to all of us. And life has many detours. Distractions have many voices. And distractions, they Their voice is loud and clear. It's constantly vying for your attention, trying to pull you here and pull you there. So if you don't have anything written down where you can follow a format, guess what? You're going to constantly be pulled from every which way but loose. And that's how you end up in a state of not knowing who you are, or not seeing where you're going, where you're headed to, or not even knowing where you are, or just existing, not really living. I want you to think about that. See, that simple thing of writing down, you see how much you could begin to eliminate, and how much this could bring you closer to your ultimate goal, closer to you living your reality. Okay? Living that dream, put it that way. Closer to you accomplishing what you want to accomplish, instead of just floating out there and just saying whatever will be, will be. You know, que sera, sera. Whatever happens, happens. No, it's not whatever happens, happens. You design it. You have a design pathway. You have to set guidelines for yourself to stay on that pathway, and to know the obstacles that's vying for your attention, and to keep yourself on track. It's just like, you know, a builder building a house. Suppose that builder didn't have a blueprint. He's just guesstimating. He's just, buying lumber, not knowing exactly what pieces that he needs to go where. Just start, putting up walls. Just think. There has to be an order in your life, on your destiny, on that journey. There has to be an order. There's so much disorder, that people are not able to see. So that's why they stand there and they don't maximize their potential. They just stay in that one place. You wrote that book. You wrote that second, third, fourth, fifth book. But you didn't go any further than that. You opened your business. But you didn't write a book. Or maybe you wrote a book, but you don't see past that. And you don't see, in either of those cases, you don't even see past that book. You don't see what other opportunities there are. But your destiny produces great results. It causes your vision to be seen. Now let's move into the next one. It provides a clear path. It provides clarity, comprehension. Things become obvious to you. Nothing's hidden anymore. Because the more you see it written, the more it's before your eyes, the more clarity you begin to receive. You'll be able to comprehend it better. It may be simple things, but it has great results. Great results. It's not people a lot of time they're always looking for the sonic boom and things, but it's those simple things that people neglect to do that has so much weight. It brings so much value. It opens up giant doors. I want you to think about that. When it provides a clear path and have clarity, it has definition. It has directness. Remember I told you about, a builder building that house? When he has a blueprint, it brings definition. It brings directness. It allows him or her to see exactly what needs to be in this room and in that room and how it's supposed to be designed. A clear path, clarity. You all need clarity in your life. We all need clarity. Okay? Nobody want to be operating, and from a position of hidden things being hidden to us. We don't want to be operating from that. Guesstimating. When you have clarity, it makes your dream, it makes your vision tangible. Okay? Tangible. Because as long as it's in your head, it's a fantasy. It's not tangible. You have doubts about that. It's cloudy there. But you want something that's tangible, something that will come into manifestation, because you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. You have to see it in your mind's eyes before you see it, in front of you. Because you'll never see it in front of you in that case. As long as it's here, you'll never see it. You'll never be able to enjoy it. It will just be, existing in your mind. Clarity brings an actualness to it. Living your truth. People can't live their truth because they don't know what their truth is. They don't know who they are. They don't know who they're called to be. Then what happens is, they get fearful. They don't know. They're just existing, But be truthful. Writing that vision down, it brings a truthfulness to you. It makes things more definite. You remember, it designs it. It illustrates it. It brings a definiteness to it. Okay? It makes it a possibility to you. It makes it possible to you. Things begin to be possible where now you could see it. Like I said, you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. And this moves us to the next one. No disappointments. Destiny produces great results. When you're on your design pathway, let me tell you, there'll be no disappointments. Old things may come, but all things are working together. Remember this, all things are working together for your good. You'll know how to offset those things by canceling out those possible setbacks because you see it. You have put it down on paper. You have, designed your goals, your plans, your strategies. So you see those things before they even come. Your mindset has become expanded. So you see, there's a lot of things that's going on within us. But you'll never know it if you continue to not go further. You have to dare to go further, okay? Dare to go further, y'all. Take off the limitations that you have set up in your mind to say, well, I'm just, this is enough for me, without thinking about, that there's more for you. And you're just existing instead of truly living and living your life on purpose and maximizing your potential. I promise you, when you maximize your potential and you know what that term really means, you can never go back to being mediocre, to identify obstacles and use those obstacles as tools to accomplish what's needed. To accomplish what's needed. You know, that fear, you'll begin to use fear as a stepping stone to launch you into your next stage, your next dimension, whatever that looks like for you. Deeper dives, higher heights, deeper depths. You won't be disappointed because disappointment causes people to say, well, I don't need this. Enough is enough. I'm tired of this. And people eventually, they will give up. If disappointments hit them, quick enough and, frequently enough, they'll eventually give up. It's not saying that, disappointment won't come to try to invade your space. And I'm talking about your head space. It'll try. But your destiny produces great results. When you do those simple things, you'll begin to see things in a different way. You'll begin to allow those things to work together for your good. And you'll use those things as tools instead of allowing them to be stumbling blocks on your road to reaching your ultimate goal. It also, removes, when I'm talking about destiny produces great results, it removes frustration. Okay? No disappointments, no frustration. When you get disappointed, you get frustrated. You get frustrated. You'll get angry, you get fired up inside. There's something that's inside of you. Instead of you allowing that to stop you, to hinder you, okay? Allow that to work for your good. Allow that to fuel the flames of, being unstoppable. Instead of, being disappointed and walking away or stopping whatever it is that you are doing. Whether it's writing that book or, creating that product or service or opening that business, whatever it may be. Allow it to fuel you in a positive way. Because otherwise, it will cause you to just stop there. And when you stop, what happens? Things come into your mind like fear. You remember being on that country road late at night, in the darkness, heavy fog. What's happening? You're holding on to that steering wheel because something, and you have even moved yourself up from the seat because you're waiting on something to jump out in front of you. So you're tense. You see, that's where stress comes from. You're tense. And when you tense, when you're stressing, when all that fear is there, you have to learn to relax and flow. And some of you may be stressed out about some things, and you're tensed up about some things, but you have to go back to the drawing board and see, am I lined up with where I'm supposed to be? Am I truly in an alignment on my design pathway? Or have I strayed off course? Many of you don't even know about straying off course because you don't even know what your course is from Jump Street. Okay? You don't even know. And for those of you, it's a sad thing. And for those of you who don't know, who's thinking that everybody else or everything else is more important than you, or things have more value than you, houses, cars, or whatever. I don't care how much a house costs. I don't care how much a car costs. It's not as valuable as you. I want you to know that. You have more value than anything that man could ever create. I want that to sink in right there. Okay? Because some of you need to hear that. Some of you really need to hear that. Because you have set things above you. And that's not correct. You have more value than a Rolls Royce. You have more value than any yacht that can be built. You have more value than any mansion that ever existed. You have value and you have worth, and you need to tap in and see what you have inside of you, those treasures, those gems, because you are somebody. And if you only knew, you wouldn't stop there. So maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Stop allowing your thoughts of other things or other people be more important than you. Stop allowing those thoughts to rob you of your greatness, of your brilliance. Stop allowing that, because you are uniquely made. You are designed for a purpose. And I'm here to help you find your purpose so you can stop existing and start living your full potential. So, as I'm talking about destiny produces great results, it also gives expectation. Okay? It gives expectation. It will have you to trust yourself to make the right decisions. Some people don't trust themselves to make the right decision. They asking everybody else. And it's okay, to ask people, for the, about certain things. But when it comes down to making a decision, making a grand decision, it comes back to you. You have to weigh it out. You have to decide what's best for you, what's best for your vision. And when I'm saying you, I'm not saying, by what I said before, by being selfish, like you're satisfied with living just enough, okay, having just enough. When I'm talking about your vision, I'm talking about what's best for your vision, to be out there, to be able to reach others, your destiny. Because each of us have a design pathway in order to reach a certain amount of people. We not the voice for everybody, but we are the voice for somebody's. Somebody's listening for our voice, whether our voice is through our message, a speaking message, whether it's in that written message as a book, or as in a message of a product or a service. Somebody's listening for our voice, our unique voice. Somebody's. So when your destiny produces great results, it gives you expectation, okay? Where you could trust making those right decisions that's going to Help your audience, transform your audience in a way that will shift the way that they ordinarily think or ordinarily do things. It's going to give them that aha moment to be able to see what you see for them on the other side of those obstacles. Now they'll be able to see it clearly. That's what it's all about. Helping each other to reach their goals, their design goals, because everyone has something. And if you're out there thinking, well, I don't have anything, you have something of value. You have something that somebody else needs, and they're looking for you. 63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people looking for information from the expert that you don't even know that you are. That you don't even know that you are. Because you're sitting back thinking, well, who wants to hear from me? I don't have any value, or I don't have any worth. But when Destiny produces great results, it helps you look forward to advancing on your journey. Each day, y'all, each day is sweet. Each day. Because it's a constant advancement. You're not the same as you were yesterday or last week. There's different things that come out of you, your treasures, your gems. There's different things on this journey. It's adding to you. It's building you up in order for your output to have that maximum effect on your audience. That's what Destiny, when Destiny produces great results. It gives you that expectation. It gives you that confidence. Some of you may say, well, I don't have any confidence, and you get up, you stutter, you have fear, you have all these things that's going on inside of you. That's because you're not familiar. Okay? You're in an unfamiliar place. I want that to sink in. Let that sink in. That's for you with confidence issues. That's for you with self-esteem issues. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that for a while. Let me go on to the next one. Okay? Destiny produces great results. No hesitation. There's no hesitation. You'll stop procrastinating because you're not sure. Remember I told you weeks ago about procrastination. Procrastination is a term that's loosely used, a word that's loosely used. And a lot of things fall under the category of procrastination. You'll stop procrastinating by being unsure because your destiny produces great results. And when you write that vision down, you make it plain, there's no hesitation. That, eliminates procrastination. Where you have procrastinated because you're not sure. That's why you haven't moved forward. Because you don't know what to do. Because it's still a fantasy. You know how many people have written books or have started businesses and haven't even written their vision down, or maybe they wrote it down, but they just wrote it down and they're not paying attention to it, and they didn't, go into details with it. They didn't go into details with it. You get the picture. Destiny produces great results. Under this, no wavering, no more double-mindedness. A double-minded person will not receive. They will not receive the greatness that could have been. Because now they begin to be unstable. Okay? They're unstable because today you thought this, the next minute you thought that, and tomorrow you're thinking something else. Okay? You're going back. You're doubting yourself. Back and forth, ping pong, back and forth, back and forth. Well, how can there be any stability? That's why you can't make decisions, because you're going back and forth. Either you know it or you don't. Either it's going to work or it won't. You can't be double-minded, because when you're double-minded, you will not get those great results. You won't get anything but confusion within your mind. Double-mindedness is a dangerous thing. Then you're asking everybody else, and you're still not, you didn't ask 15 people, and you still haven't come to an agreement, because you can't make those agreements within yourself. You're all over the place. You're scattered because you have not lined yourself up with and understand who you are and what you are called to do, and everything else that I have mentioned here. And I'm not going to go over that because of the time frame. But destiny produces great results. And in this also, no more fumbling. That means you will persevere. That means you'll be dedicated. That means you'll show up where you need to show up, because you said that you're that expert. You'll be dedicated. Nobody has to, tell you, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. It'll be inside of you already. Okay? No fumbling. Show up. Be dedicated. Stop hesitating. Stop procrastinating. Get off the merry-go-round, y'all. Maximize your potential. Stop leaving money on the table. Stop. It's been a long time. It's time for you to live and stop just existing. The destiny produces great results. And if you understand this, you'll see that you don't have to live your life just existing, but you could flourish in the things and really enjoy life. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life on purpose. On purpose. Have that clear vision where you could see, where you could begin to design and outline the things that you want in life. Enjoy life. Life is supposed to be enjoyed, not stressed out, not, painful. Not saying that things won't happen and, come into your life from time to time that causes pain, that causes hurt, and things of that nature. But for the most part, if you look at it, those things are very minute. Those things are very minute. You have more good days than you have bad days. So stop complaining and do something about it. Because the ball is really in your court. The ball is in your court. Stop allowing situations and circumstances and things of that nature come and stop you and hinder you from reaching your ultimate goals. Stop. No more disappointment, because now you'll be able to see those things that will cause those possible setbacks. Now you'll know what to do with those things, how to use those things, and allow those things to work together for your good. You have expectation. You'll have expectation. You'll begin to expect good things to happen to you, good things for you. Expect the good. Stop expecting negative things, because when you expect negative things, what happens? Negative things show up. So, how about expecting those positive things, those good things in your life? Enjoy life, y'all. Life is just a vapor, just a vapor. And no more hesitation, you know? No more hesitation because you're not sure. You'll be sure because you could see it. And once you could see something, okay? And seeing in this case is understanding. Once you get an understanding, you understand? You're able to see. But as long as you can't see, you're not understanding. Now you have the knowledge to apply where it needs to be applied to. Because now you can see. It takes away everything hidden. So come into alignment with who you are. Your destiny produces great results. Now, I hope that what I have shared with you today has done something on the inside of you to enlighten you, to see that you have value, that you have purpose, that you have work, and nothing is more valuable than you. So, with that being said, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me today on this segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Remember this is your time, this is your season, this is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.